Hello guys, it's Shrimp time here and I want to wish you a happy new year. I thought that I will make this video before the new year, but unfortunately I had to make it quite faster. So today, my dear friends, we will see some of my shrimp tanks and I will tell you something about how I'm keeping those shrimps so that they thrive in my tanks. But before we start, I would like to thank you all for the support, for all the likes, comments, subscribing the channel and everything you did for me in this year. I hope that in the next year I will also share my knowledge with you and you will develop as well as the channel did in this year. So if you didn't do that, please subscribe, comment, etc. And now let's go to the tanks. As you can see, we have some of Galaxy Pinto Tigers, very nice shrimp, quite uncommon here in Europe. I keep those shrimps on Ada Amazonia Light. They came to me from my friend from Taiwan. So thank you, Chen, for those shrimps. And already we got one barrier female in this pack. I think that this tank is getting along quite well. It's like an 1 year tank. We'll see what will go out of the shrimps. And I will breed them not only to keep those beautiful patterns, but also to try some crossbreeding. In the matter of fact, I put some of the shrimps into my tank with other shrimps, and in future I will show you the effects. And as you can see, I also use Benibachi stones in my tanks. There are mixed opinions about the stones, but in my opinion they are quite good. Here, on the other hand, you got beautiful Tangerine Tigers. It's very nice, very fine shrimp for people that are starting. They breed like hell, they are quite hardy, and they are kept in a similar but not identical parameters as the Caridinas are, because in tanks with Tangerine Tigers I noticed that they breed better and they feel better if they got a bit higher GH, the general hardness. I keep them on something like 6-7, I guess, and they are doing just fine. They are also a good shrimp for crossbreeding. In the background, you can see a mysterious back. And this is nothing more, nothing less as lubao. Recently quite common, quite popular shrimp food or water conditioner, because the lubao itself isn't a food for the shrimps, but it helps to keep good water parameters in the tank and it helps to develop the good biofilm, which consists of yeast and bacteria. And thanks to the lubao, the shrimps can feed on this biofilm, even if you don't feed them with regular food. Now, for the last 3-4 months, I was developing the recipe for the lubao. Now I'm making the lubao by myself. In the matter of fact, yesterday I was doing my first sewing with sew machine. It is quite funny, I must say that I feel a bit relaxed, and my wife, my beloved wife, just laughed that I'm doing something just quite unusual for a guy to do. but I think that Lubao is very good addition to the shrimp tank, and that if we can make it by ourselves, we will do. I'm also trying to bring the Lubao to the market here in Poland, maybe in future in EU, so that it will be available in those countries. Now you can see one of the tanks with my most beloved shrimps, even though they aren't my most expensive shrimps. Here are the pure red line shrimps. I keep them for about 5 years or so. I got them from Matthias Jasenko, which I say hello, and I developed the pack for a long time. I must say I love the quality of those shrimps. They are really good quality shrimps. They are not that easy to breed though, because the females usually keep not a full bag of eggs, but they get like 15, 16, up to 20 eggs. So they don't breed so fastly. And you need to remember that those shrimps need to be selected, need to be culled all the time, because from the highest grade of pure red line shrimp, you can get a very high grade pure red line shrimp, but you can get some mid-grade shrimps as well. So you need to do your homework, you need to do the selection all the time. It's quite funny because those shrimps are usually unavailable on my shop. This is due to the fact that there is a queue for those shrimps, and usually when I'm waiting for the youngsters to grow up, somebody is waiting for those shrimps. Here we got another interesting tank. You can see the filtration in this tank. I use UFGs, the under gravel filter, in most of my tanks, and I use the media from Quadrop. I think that they are quite good, or maybe the best media that are available in Polish market. Some of people use Seachem Matrix as well, or Ista media, but in my opinion Quadrop got quite good media, and I have zero problems in tanks with those media. And the quite interesting thing that using this filtration, using my method of keeping shrimps, I get very low NO3 readings, because NO3 in my tanks is from 0 to 5 ppm. It's very low. If you consider that I do very little water changes, and when I do those water changes, they are usually 5 up to 10%, so are very small water changes. You can see a Lubao as well, which I got from my friend, so I say hello to him as well. And you can see some of my most expensive and the finest shrimps I got. This is the pack I'm using to develop the BOA line. Some of those shrimps are bred and selected by myself from Galaxy line, and some of them I got as a gift from my friend Crymore Shrimps. So if you are looking for nice BOA, you can visit him. And here we got my latest tank. This tank is a bit different from my previous tanks. It got different filtration because I'm not using the whole back wall UFG. I decided that I will use lower, smaller UFG. In my opinion, this type of filtration, it's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 liters of filter media and soil. It's enough for the tank. It should work enough, and there is no need to do that over filtration in the tank. On the other hand, thanks to this solution, I could put the UJET filter, the sponge filter that you can see on the back wall, so I got more place for the shrimps in my tank to breathe, to live. I have a little problem with this pack. As you can see, it's a mix of red ruby or red King Kong. Some of them are some of people call them as red King Kong, and wine red shrimps. This pack have stopped for me, and I have a very little breeding in this pack, and there have been put it in this tank so that I will check if the breeding issue is connected with the pack or is it connected with the water parameters. We will see if we'll get any breeding. If not, I think that I will need to buy some other shrimps to enrich the genetics of the pack. But now we are waiting for the results. As you can see, there are some young shrimps that are getting along, but for now no barred females. You need to remember as well that we got winter, and it can be connected with that fact. And now, my ladies and gentlemen, will go to the pride of my Neocaridinas, the Green Jade shrimps. As you can see, we got some orange shrimps in this line. They were left in this tank so that I can show you the stability or the lack of stability with Green Jade genetics. This line that you can see on this video is the line that I've made by myself by crossbreeding some of different lines of Green Jade shrimps. I got some from one source, another, etc. I cooled those lines and got what those shrimps. At the end of the video, you will be able to see the shrimps that were imported from Taiwan. And you can write me a comment, what do you think about the shrimps, which are better quality, those bred by myself or those imported from Taiwan. What is interesting with this pack, I'm not sure if you will be able to notice, but I get some of shrimps that are both blue and green. Something like green really. Oh, that would be a good name of that appearance. And I think that I will make a separate tank for those shrimps, so I will try to breed them and make the line stable. They look really cool, and it could be an interesting adventure to develop a new Neocaridina line. As you can see, this tank is very rich in biology. We got a lot of microlife in this tank, a lot of algae, and the shrimps breed really like crazy. So this making me happy that my shrimps can breed so good. Of course, when we are talking about Neocaridinas, you need to cool. And you need to cool them all the time, because one male can destroy your work. So you need to remember that cooling, and cooling again is your answer for Neocaridina life. And here we got another tank with galaxy shrimps. We got red galaxy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the topic, but I bought some of galaxies in the past, and they were really low grade. So I need to put those galaxies in the reste tank, as German people called it, as Chris called them, and I had to start with a new pack. I had a little problem with starting to breed those shrimps, but after a while I got a good breeding started. So now I'm waiting for the shrimps to get a bit older, make a little selection for the best ones, and afterwards, after getting another batch of babies, I think that I will make them available on the shop. As you can see, we got some moss. I won't even try to tell the name of this moss because it's quite hard. And we got the lubao. Yeah, and I use lubao in each of my tank, and I think that it's very good source of food. Also, if you are interested, you can support my channel by pledging on Patreon. You will see the link right now. And now another of my pride, the Galaxy fishbone tank. This tank is breeding like hell. I need to admit that this tank let me develop very good as well, because I sold a lot of shrimps from this tank, both the A grading, the S grading and SS grading. And from these shrimps, I'm cooling the shrimps to go for the snowflakes pattern and to go for the BOA pattern. And as you can see, you got a lot of different patterns in the tank. We got normal galaxy, we got galaxy fish bones, we got blue galaxy fish bones, we got gold galaxy fish bones, and we got some shrimps that are aiming to be the ancestors of future boa shrimps. And those boas that you saw at the beginning of the video came partially from this tank. As usual, lubao, a bit of benibachi rock and mosses. Mosses are the plants that are very good for shrimp development. And here another beautiful pack of pure blackline shrimps. I got them from Germany. They breed as hell, but they need some culling. But I can say that most of the pack is mid-grade. There are some low-grade shrimps and there are some high-grade shrimps that will go to another tank to develop the quality of this tank, of this pack. Yeah. Here are the boa shrimps. Most of them are A grade, so the lowest grade of blue bolt shrimps. I keep blue bolts because I like the blue bolts, but now I started another line of blue bolts. I got some very nice blue bolts from my friend Crymore Shrimps, and I'm waiting for them to grow up and start breeding. This tank will be the tank for the A grade, and the second tank will be a tank that I will try to develop the best blue color among the shrimps. There are some higher grade, the S grade blue bolts here as well, but the majority is the A grade, and I sell them as an A grade shrimps. We got some Miroshaki, Physidens moss, some snails. In the left higher corner you can see the part of BOA, and as usual, underground filtration. I don't even use a sponge filter in this tank, and the shrimps breed as crazy. As crazy, really. I sold like 100 or more shrimps from this tank, and they breed very nicely. And here we got my failure, the Nanashi Pinto Shrimps. I think that the failure is caused by the soil, because I used the Benibachi normal in this tank. I think that it isn't that good soil as it used to be. I wanted to test it, and as you can see, with no good results. I got one female buried and got some babies from that female, and now I got nothing happening in this tank. But I will wait. Maybe this soil will develop. If not, this tank will be restarted. And here we are going back to the Taiwan Green Jade shrimps. And I'm not sure if you will agree, but I think that those shrimps that I bred by myself are better quality, have better coloration, better pigmentation, and that I should develop that line. This line will be culled eventually, because a lot of these shrimps needs cooling. Not only because of the pattern, but also because of the fact that some of them are with a little genetic issue. So afterwards, after culling, developing new batch of the shrimps, maybe I will make a different tank for the crossbreed of this line with my line to enrich the genetic pool and to get the best of the coloration I can get here. So in the last part of the video you will see my Blood Mary shrimps, which also came from the import, and which are very good quality on the other hand and make me very happy. But I want to say something about future plans. As you know, I'm keeping or making a saltwater aquarium. I want to develop both my knowledge, my activity on YouTube, and my activity on online shop to start making some products and start breeding corals. As I mentioned, I also trying to start some of my online products like Lubao, like shrimp salts, like bacterias, maybe. These are the plans for the future. I think that 21 will be very interesting year for shrimp time. I think that you will see a lot of new shrimps, a lot of new videos, and I hope that you will like it, and all of mine and your plans will get along just fine, and that you will do everything that you planned in future year. I want to thank you for your time. Please, if you would like, just make a little pledge on the Patreon. You can support me and make my plans go up faster. If you like the videos, leave a comment, leave a thumb up, subscribe, hit that bell. Until the next time, Happy New Year, guys!